Recently, showbiz practitioners in Nigeria had a timeout with President Goodluck Jonathan in Lagos. And although it was more of a party featuring several musical performances, comedian Alibaba was there to talk business. Take a listen.
How are we going to deal with piracy so that we can put our products in the market and make money from it? Because if you give us $5 billion, we bring a product out in the market, as soon as it's in the market, if a pirate gets one, it's over.
Now, apparently, Alibaba's appeal to the president has generated a lot of buzz in the industry. Entertainment News caught up with him and he shared the aftermath of that episode with us.
When I asked the question, I mentioned it clearly. I said, my colleagues have upset me because they do not understand the dynamics of this thing. It is not about money. It is about the enabling structure and platform for our businesses to thrive. Our businesses need to thrive because once it does, we will make money and we do not need to ask you for help. Several people have come before me and asked all kinds of crappy questions that did not add value to our industry. I'll give you one. What is the question about? You gave us 3 billion before. When are you going to give us more? Or the question of move us from one ministry to another ministry. How does that affect the price of bread? You can put us in the Ministry of Agric, but tackle piracy. A lot of people called me personally. Some said, oh, your question was an APC question. If Buhari sets up today and I'm given the microphone, I will ask Buhari, now that you have taken over this office, what are you going to do to fight piracy? And in other fora that we had met, we had asked the same question again. And when we asked the question that time, they shut me down. Until Amaka Igwe asked the question again. And the subsequent interactions after that time, we asked the same question. Sir, fight piracy for us, and we'll be good. But our people don't understand this thing. But then again, what do I know? I'm a comedian. So I don't know anything.
Well, now it's time to take a quick look at what is happening within the entertainment circle outside the shores of the country. This report will zero in on the popular movie franchise Harry Potter exhibition in France. Let's go there.
Harry Potter hopped off his Nimbus 2000 in Paris recently as an exhibition featuring props and costumes from the film franchise opened in the capital, sending French fans on a one-way ticket to Hogwarts. The Boy Wizard school uniform, wand and broomstick feature in the exhibition, opened by schoolmates Fred and George Weasley, played by James and Oliver Phelps. Visitors are invited to attend a potions class and to visit giant gamekeeper Hagrid's hut, where the costume worn by Robbie Coltrane in the films looms large over the fireplace. The Marauders map used by never-do-well twins Fred and George to sneak around Hogwarts Castle undetected was one of the favorite exhibits of stars James and Oliver Phelps, who say that visiting the exhibition made them feel like they were back on set.
You see things here what you wouldn't see anywhere else. A lot of the artifacts here were, I remember when we were filming and the exhibition first started, a few things had to go back to Leiston for us to film with, and then it would come back on the tour. And you're very immersive. You won't see any things what say, apart from the writing, what explains what it is, there's nothing else what makes you think that you're not in a Potter film set. And there's so many cool things what people will just remember. Oh, I remember that was from the Chamber of Secrets, that was from Goblet of Fire. So it's all mixed up as well, which is fantastic.
The Weasley twins are skilled Quidditch players. The wizarding ball sports played on broomsticks, and visitors can try their own hands on the sport, although with legs firmly planted on the ground. The characters, creatures and schoolhouses that feature in the books have become household names the world over, although many are translated for international versions of the stories, which can be confusing.
Anyway, it turns out that in Norway they changed the names of Fred and George to Fred and Frank, and Weasley is Widersen, and Quidditch is Flumpydunk. So we kind of learned then that it was a worldwide thing, but it's still bizarre really to us because when we were filming we're all kind of in I guess, a cocoon in the studio. So we never really knew how many. You don't really gauge how many people are actually going to view it.
French readers know Hogwarts as a polar, and Potter's nemesis, Professor Snape, as Rogue. The soundtrack plunges visitors into the world of magic, punctuated by occasional bursts of the whistle of the Hogwarts Express, or cries from the mandrake plants growing in a reconstructed greenhouse. Fans can get up close to the props used in the film and discover that many of them have hidden details missed by the camera, which designers Mirafora, Mina and Eduardo Lima were on hand to explain.
Whatever ends up on screen, that's it, that ends there, and that's what all filmmakers are used to. So to have this legacy continue is kind of a privilege, and also we kind of feel glad that we did put that detail in, because sometimes at the time we were sort of like, will anyone ever see that? But we needed to give it the personality, give each object had to have the personality, and give the actors as well some sense of reality of what they were holding, and of course now you can enjoy that.
The exhibition has already travelled around 13 cities around the world, but opens in Paris on Saturday, its third European stop.
That's as much as we can show you today. I'll be back with more on the next edition of Entertainment News on Channels Television. In the meantime, log on to youtube.com/channelsweb to watch this and previous episodes of the program. Also, tweet us at channelstv_ENT. You can find me on Twitter at Oluwamayowa, OH Luwamayowa. I am Mayowa Ugundele. Till I see you again, know that life is worth living. Bye-bye.